little information board for Port Midway, where the Bardsey Island boat apparently leaves for Bardsey Island. There's the car park. We go along here. It's about half a mile, I think, down to the boat landing place. I'm in Port Medwin. Those are some Tidwell Islands out there, the smaller islands. Can't see Bardsey Island from here. There's the rock scenery. It looks like there's a cave in there. And I think that tractor and the trailer behind it is what they load the boat onto. Quite a few people waiting to go on the boat. Wind's blowing a bit, but not cold. Low 60s. And here's the road that leads to the abbey. Track to the abbey. Lighthouse. But here, refreshments. I'll have a cup of tea up here before proceed any further. There's a little basically a hovel at one time, now converted into a little shop. Holiday cottage, but it might be a resident, and they've got some powerful binoculars there. This is the bird observatory information shop. Hundred feet above me, top of Bardsey Island, which I hope to climb later. That's Carrick back. That would be typical of the little houses. Maybe they lived in 100 years or so ago. There's a bigger house. That looks fairly prosperous. In the distance is the lighthouse. Henry did a good job when he dissolved the abbeys. He did a especially good job on this one. This is basically all that's left of St Mary's Abbey. So probably was nothing here really except this ruined square building. These buildings over there are inhabited and look like they're farm buildings. Well, they are farm buildings. But there are some gravestones in here, but the most impressive thing is these crosses. They probably aren't. This one looks as though it's a few years old. (1901). There's the remains. There's the remains of the abbey and the crosses in the graveyard. And this building's intact. The chapel, tea chapel. Now I've got on a day today, like today, that's going to be a warm walk going up to the top of Bardsey Hill, straight up for 500 feet. This is the inside of Bardsey Island's chapel, and it's still hold services here. It looks in good condition. I will, for a change, put a small donation towards the chapel. There's the visitor's book. Looks like I'll have no problem on climbing Bardsey Island to the very top. Inisheli, or is the Welsh name, I believe, way up there. But it looks like a pretty good footpath going through these ferns, well trodden. Clear blue sky and a clear blue sea. Here's the path. Looks like it hopefully does go to the top. Way up there somewhere. I think I'll take a break here. I'm probably just over halfway up Bardsey Mountain from the sea level down there. There seems to be some rocks here that can take a break, and there's the Lone Peninsula and the deep blue sea that separated from Inisheli, or Bardsey Island. Down there is what remains of the abbey. Over there is again the mainland, and the incline is easy enough here. I think it's now an easy walk to the summit from here along this excellent, well-trodden footpath. This is the topmost summit of Bardsey Island. Unfortunately today it's misty, so I can see the mainland opposite across the straits, but beyond that it fades into mist. So that's unfortunate, because they'll be able to get a clear view of the Rinox from here. And this side, the east side, goes straight down 550 feet to the seashore. But nothing to mark the summit. Thousands must have been up here. That's about probably almost the same height, but I think I would say this is the summit right here. I'm leaving the summit, and this is a clear footpath that follows this ridge and eventually leads back down to sea level. So my next stop, or won't be my next stop, but my destination will be that lighthouse. I've got 2.25 hours to go before the boat comes to take us back to the mainland. It's really an excellent ridge walk. The shimmering sea on the left and the lowland fields, obviously still farmed quite successfully, and this is an excellent path going down, well, eventually to sea level. Probably about halfway down on this descent on this footpath. And no problem, there's up ahead is an interesting rock. There are a few very minor rock faces on this island, but do not pass beyond this point because of disturbance to breeding seabirds. So there's the ridge I've descended and has excellent views all round. So this looks as though it leads in the direction of the lighthouse. Certainly no electricity on the island. They got these large batteries. And up there looks like there's a larger ferry boat for transporting vehicles, and here's the central heating for the houses on the island. Okay, it's level walking now over to the lighthouse on this really tremendously good day in September. Very rarely see seals, or even maybe dolphins, but I think there's a colony of them there. I got it on telescopic. I can hear them. That's why I drew my attention in that direction. These were at one time, I think, boundary walls along here for all over the lower part of this island, when I think the island was probably covered with small holdings to support, well, maybe 20 or more families. Well, the lighthouse is getting closer, but you can only see the silhouette with the sun shining directly overhead. But you can see there's plenty of sheep around, so I'm standing on some kind of a lookout post here, and there's vast numbers of flying ants up here, which I can hear buzzing. So I won't be here for long. This is so I'll make a quick exit here before, hopefully, they don't sting. You can see solar panels over there. Presumably power the lighthouse. There's the impressive Bardsey Island lighthouse. It's actually private property, but it's certainly, well, obviously you could probably see that lighthouse for many, many miles. I think I've got time. I've got just over an hour to go before the boat sails. I think I've got time to go the extra, well, roughly third of the mile to reach the southernmost point of the island. There's quite a interesting little rocky cove. I can still hear all those, well, millions probably of flying ants. There's a low background hum, but luckily no more have been settling on the lighthouse back there. And here's basically the tip of Bardsey Island, and the sea's very calm today, so I imagine on a stormy day On a stormy day there would be quite a display of surf crashing, roaring breakers on those rocks. I just have a little break somewhere now and then. I've got 1 hour to go before the boat returns. Probably hear the breakers on the rock there, but not be very impressive in stormy weather. Ah, someone's put a seat here. I could have taken a break there, but there's the trusty lighthouse. Still got about 40 minutes before the boat sails, so in about, well, it's roughly 1 kilometre, I think, or kilometre, to where the boat leaves. One problem on this island probably is the lack of fresh water, but here's a nice little water hole for the spring for the sheep. And there must be some, yeah, that's on wheels, right, because there's a track there.